Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. It didn't take, my computer didn't take as long as I thought to upload. So thank you, computer. Welcome back everybody, come on in. Come on in. All right. Um, all right, okay. Hi Krista, welcome back, hun. Ruby, welcome back. Hello Catherine, hello D White, hello K Sloan. Come on in everybody. Hi Holler Girl. How's it going? Come on in. Hey, come on in. I'm back using my new program. I think I've got it working. I think I got it, by golly. I had a good dinner. Savvy made me yum yum bits. You could not get into chat. I had to log in. Oh, that's weird. Well, I was off for a little while, staff. I had to go and have dinner. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Snow. Hi, D Birch. T Birch. Hi, Cindy. Come on in, everybody. I'm sorry if I kind of lost my temper a little bit in the last stream just before I logged off. But I've said it multiple times. I don't want to know what any other psychic out there is saying. I really don't want to know. And I've got people in the chat continuing to tell me as if it's fact and news and shit. That will piss me right off, okay? Like, I'll block you. Please don't do that. I'm trying to find this lady. And when you're giving other people's readings to me when I've told you not to, yeah, please don't do that, okay? Hi, Linda. Okay, Susie, thanks, hon. Thank you. Can you guys see the screen? Can you see the YouTube part? Can you see him on the screen up there? I think I fixed the audio problem. That's crazy, Susie. I wouldn't worry about it, hun. I don't think it's anything major. Okay, give me 2 seconds here. Got to pull myself up on my phone. So yes, my honey made me delicious dinner. It's nice having him home, that's for sure. A lot of stuff flying around the internet. I know it and honestly, it's disrespectful, right? I've asked people multiple times, please, I don't want to know what other psychics are saying or what spirit box sessions are saying. I really don't give a shit. I don't want to know because it screws up my readings. And so please be respectful of that. I don't want to have to block you, but I will. Coming in here and telling me stuff as if it's fact or on the news and stuff. And then I find out from somebody else that it's actually other psychics' readings. Nah. Please don't. I explained why I don't want to know other psychics' readings. I have a very valid reason for it. This isn't a joke. Like, I'm not here just to do a reading for the hell of it. I'm here to actually try and find the lady. So, yeah. Okay. Yes, you see it? Okay, good. All right, let's give it a go. Hopefully you can hear it. I think I fixed the audio.
11 is with us. Okay, there's not a day
Let
that
me
goes
know.
by that you and TMZ are not actively involved in this case. Two big developments. When you released that video of this guy 5 miles away.
Don't worry about it, Susie. It's okay. You just have a ghost in your closet, Susie. It's no biggie. It's all right, honey. You know who it is, too. It's okay. He's searching around for something, hun. Okay, so you can hear it. Oh, yay, I fixed it.
Similar backpack. It was eerily similar to me. And I'm not sure, and I've not gotten an explanation.
Not you for real,
I made
no.
phone calls about it. Why is NBC
Not you, hun,
dismissing
no.
this now that
Hi, Cindy.
apparently they have determined that the man has been cleared in this case? Because it looks like a strange coincidence to me.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to embrace or dispute what NBC said. I can only tell you about an hour ago, I called one of my sources at the FBI who was involved in this case, who said that nobody has been cleared in connection with the video. That doesn't mean they're implicated either, but they said they're looking at everything, including this. So I'm getting different information from the FBI. What's interesting, now this video was actually, somebody had posted it on Twitter, and what caught our attention was that the timestamp on the video, Sean, is 1:53 in the morning. This is the day that Nancy Guthrie was abducted. 1:53 in the morning. We now know.
So everybody, Susie has a ghost in her closet right now. It's fine, hun. Honestly, don't worry about it. I'm not picking up anything, Susie. You sure the neighbor's cat or something hasn't crawled into your closet, babe? Hi, Linda. Thank you for sitting here quietly. Hi, Ruby. It's your late husband playing games. Honestly, Susie, that is what I'm getting. So, yeah, he's trying to see if you can hear it. And, well, obviously you are. So, go and meet him in the closet. Go sit in the closet and have... go have a chat. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it kind of is funny a little bit. YouTuber, hi, honey.
From FBI sources that the video that they were able to get from Google showing this man at the doorstep of Nancy Guthrie, the one we've been seeing now for 2 days, that was actually retrieved at 2:12 in the morning. This is after the camera had been disabled, but we're told somehow they were able to get these images at and it was at 2:12. What's interesting is there is 19 minutes between the time that the man in that other video was seen and this person walks up to Nancy's door. So that's enough time to drive 5 miles. Now, if you look at that video that was posted on X that we put up on our site, the man is carrying 2 backpacks. I can't tell you if either one of those backpacks matches the backpack that the kidnapper used. There's a similarity with one of them. But bottom line here is the sheriff's department told me about an hour.
As we're listening to this, I'm working in the background here. I'm trying to get this, a portion of my program working for chat. I'm trying to get it so I can highlight your chat on the screen. So that's what I'm doing in the background while we're listening to this. Are my birds too loud for you guys? Hi, Marcy. Is it too loud? Listen to them. Is it too loud for you guys?
Excuse me, the FBI told me about an hour ago that they are still looking at this. It's not been, they haven't determined one way or the other.
Okay, cool.
How
All right,
important
thank
this
you,
is.
everyone. Okay.
I'm going to get to this issue of disagreement because I've known about this from the beginning, and I've tried not to put a lot of attention or emphasis on it in the hopes that local law enforcement would work more closely with the FBI. But there's been a lot of resistance and a little bit of a power play, I guess, going on. I'm not really sure what's at stake here. But let me go. The guy that sent you the note asking for the
Look,
Bitcoin.
can I just jump in on that for 1 second?
You can, of course.
You know, I was a reporter for CBS in Los Angeles for many years. And I can tell you, you know, from covering stories involving crime in LA as well as other cities, these turf wars are not uncommon. That local police departments and sheriff's departments get their feathers ruffled when the FBI comes in. They believe the FBI is bigfooting. The FBI has certain things available to it that local law enforcement doesn't have. But this really does become a turf war. So this is, to me, utterly unsurprising.
I agree. It's happened all the time. It's happened in many cases we've covered on this program over the many years, et cetera. You're right.
Okay, good point. Thank you. All right, I'll do that. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please hit the thumbs up for me as we're listening and you're watching me do figure out my chat program here.
Right. It's the right term. It's bigfooting, turf war. Everything you're saying is 100% right. But why would the sheriff send the glove to a lab in Florida and not to Quantico? Because that makes no sense to me.
No, I mean, I think, you know, if that's the case, for the very reason we just discussed. What's interesting about this, Sean, is that my law enforcement sources, and other people have reported this too, was more than one glove was found in that area a mile or so from the Guthrie house. So if there were two gloves found there, and then there's one glove here, and the guy has two hands, one of these gloves isn't the glove that person was wearing. So I have no idea what glove is inside the house and which glove, if any, which glove was worn by the kidnapper.
So you had more communication with the guy that was asking for 1 Bitcoin in exchange for identifying who the individuals are involved in the abduction. You heard today I'm not being taken seriously?
Yeah, I mean, Sean, this one really got me. Yesterday,
Raccoons,
I thought, well, you know, anybody can write.
It might be raccoons, Susie. Do you have a raccoon problem? All right. Good night, Tiff. Have a good sleeps. Thank you for being here. If you're new, please subscribe, okay? I appreciate you finding my channel. All of you, I appreciate all of you finding my channel. This has been absolutely wonderful.
An email like this. This one has a different tone. What he's saying is, yeah, he doesn't feel he's been taken seriously. He feels he's been ignored because nothing was deposited into the Bitcoin account. We've been checking that all day. Nothing's been deposited. But he goes on to say that the reason he wants the Bitcoin is because he will become, the way he put it, he'd be labeled a national rat. And that on top of that, he fears a retaliation, and that he needs to lay low, go underground, and he needs money to survive.
He would be labeled a national rat. Isn't that interesting terms of... What? Hi, Dawn. Let's listen to that again. That's pretty interesting.
Retaliation. And that on top of that, he fears a retaliation, and he'd be labeled a national rat. And that on top of that, he fears a retaliation, and that he needs to lay low, go underground, and he needs money to survive, during that time, and that's why he's asking for this Bitcoin. There are some ominous things in this letter, but he ends it by saying this is his second and last attempt, but he says he's definitive here that he can lead authorities to the kidnapper, and he's very clear on that.
Well,
again, no deposit was made today.
Wow.
How about an anonymous tip? We can help him out. He can give that tip.
Yes.
The ransom is now much more than a Bitcoin. It's $100,000. Harvey, as always, thank you for being.
Anonymous tip, unless even if this man submits an anonymous tip, maybe the suspect will know immediately that it's him. That's interesting. He would be called like the nationwide rat. That's quite interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, let's see what else we got. So bear with me a second as I move all these screens around. I'm getting used to the way... Okay, so we don't really need the chat window up there, do we? Okay, bye-bye window. Chat box. Okay, bye. We don't need that up. So bear with me here. If you hear me kind of like making noises and stuff, to be honest, I am not feeling too great. I've got a really sharp pain in my left side, and it comes and goes, comes and goes. I've had it for like 3 freaking years, and the doctors have done CT scans, MRIs, and nothing ever comes up. But yeah, every now and then it kicks my butt. So that's what's happening right now. So if you see me moving and squirming, it's because I'm trying to just get comfortable here. Okay, growing rift between the FBI and Arizona sheriff over handling... Yeah, this is interesting. We kind of covered this already, but let's see.
All right, let's discuss the latest in the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. I'm keeping up with updates from Fox News Digital, and the latest I'm seeing, and by the way, a live look.
Yeah, the pain is like right in my left waist, just under my rib cage, between my rib cage and my hip. And my doctor, I don't know, I can feel a lump there, and he's like, there's no lump here. And I'm like, bullshit, I can feel it right now. And anyways, it's getting to the point where it's hurting me constantly, which makes me a bit nervous because kidney cancer runs in my family on the left side. I've had 2 aunts that have had to have their left kidneys removed. So it's just one of those things, Why hasn't the FBI taken over the case? Is that what you're saying? I think they have, honestly. It sure looks like they have. The FBI seems to be doing the majority of the work, at least at what we're seeing from journalists, right?
Look at the Guthrie home. The time in Arizona just past 8:30 p.m. We're hearing from Nancy Grace. She says federal authorities are looking for a gray truck in connection with Guthrie's disappearance. Guthrie quoted earlier this evening saying they're asking everyone within a 2-mile radius to pull video and have they seen a truck? A gray truck. And do they own a truck? Do they know somebody who owns a truck? Grace said of the investigation. Grace says that the reason authorities are searching for a truck is one has reportedly been spotted on video around questionable times. So that's the latest update we're getting here tonight. We've also...
Interesting. Okay. Gray truck. I've had CT scans, I've had MRIs, everything, and it keeps coming up as nothing. And yeah, I had my gallbladder out when I was in my 20s. This is on my left side. So, I don't know. I'm frustrated with the doctor about it. Every time I talk to him, he's like, Tara, nothing showed up on the tests. I'm like, okay, well, there's still a problem. So, yeah. So, a gray truck, isn't that interesting? I wasn't getting a gray truck. I was getting a black Tahoe. Tahoe, or like an Escalade. The typical black, something like that, or a Jeep. I was getting like a Jeep Laredo. Hi, Donna. Hi, hun. Come on in. Please hit the thumbs up, everybody. Okay, let's keep going.
Also been getting a number of updates on social media from Michael Ruiz.
Okay, so I am going to say this, though. Those of you that are searching in Tucson right now, look for a gray truck, I guess. Be nice if we knew what kind of truck. Yeah. Get another opinion gynecologist. Yeah, it could be a gynecologist. I don't think it's gynecological. But yeah, I will. So anyways, today is just kicking my ass. Yeah, Jeeps are a dime a dozen. Yep, for sure. Would be so much easier if we knew what kind of truck, but they won't tell us, I'm sure.
He works with Fox News Digital and reports for them, and really giving us a little bit of insight into the investigation. And we are hearing a little bit of words from people who are investigating this, speaking about the state of the investigation. Ruiz saying he has a source.
Is she wandering the desert? I highly doubt it, BK. I don't think so. I'm reading that she's passed, and that was as of last Saturday. Yeah, okay, good. Thank you, Sheila. The realtor thing, I haven't told anyone the company name yet, but yeah, that was freaking crazy. Okay, let's keep listening.
Source that's describing this entire debacle as insane. Nancy went missing on January 31st into February 1st. And then the FBI got involved late on the 2nd.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The agency reached out and was limited to a minimal role. So Ruiz is alluding to the feds speaking on how much they've been allowed to do throughout the course of the investigation, and really when they began investigating. Another one from Michael. This is a new one on the apparent friction between the Pima County Sheriff's Department and federal agencies.
Wow.
According to the source, the sheriff didn't request help from the FBI until after the feds reached out. So again, just lending credence to the tweet before, quote, they never even reached out. These comments coming after we heard earlier this evening that there was a little bit of frustration from the FBI. Sheriff Nanos apparently sending a glove.
Kelly, yeah, it'll take a while for it to settle down. It took me like 10 years for my body to get used to not having a gallbladder. It will get better eventually. It's a really slow healing process.
Recovered from inside the home to a private lab in Florida rather than the FBI's lab in Virginia at Quantico, according to Michael's source. The feds will likely need to retest it themselves, which will waste time.
Right.
So really the story of the night, in part, has become these federal sources saying to Fox News Digital, and Reuters, that...
Isn't that crazy? The agencies are conflicting with each other. Okay, let's see what Nancy Grace says about that.
Joining us now with more on all of tonight's new details, the host of Crime Stories on Fox 1, Nancy Grace. All right. We have both been kind of skirting around the issue. We have talked about it privately. I have told you my FBI sources were very clear to me that local authorities, and I'm not talking about rank and file. I want to be very clear. The leadership did not want them there. There has been a turf war. There has been this feeling of bigfooting. but taking a glove and sending it to a private lab in Florida instead of the FBI headquarters in Quantico, really?
Wow. Wow, that is really, really bad. What a waste of time and resources. Wow. Oh, that makes me really mad, actually. There could have been... wow. They could have found Nancy earlier. They could have found her. Wow, what a crazy... Crazy. Seriously.
There are cases where DNA is sent to a particular lab, a specialty lab, a lab that could have an expertise in diluted, destroyed, old, degenerated DNA. But even if that's why he's hanging his hat on an excuse to send it to a private lab in Florida, they don't have anything that the FBI doesn't have. So that's not going to wash. And I want to tell you something, Sean. I've tried many, many DNA cases. I've tried many cases without DNA. You can use up DNA if you have a small amount, which comes from touch DNA. It's not like blood or sperm, where you may have a lot of DNA and a very small amount of fluid, but you have a lot of DNA. Touch DNA, no. If there is it hurts me to think of this. If there is a small amount of DNA inside one of those gloves, and it is sent to a lab for testing, that DNA could be used up in the testing.
Right.
It's very hard to regenerate DNA for testing purposes. So what I'm saying is, if that lab in Florida uses up that touch DNA, it's over. Does he not?
Thank you very much for saying this, Nancy. Nobody could have said it better. Holy shit. Yeah, I imagine this guy's not going to be employed for very long. That's a shame. I think he's been the sheriff for like 30 years or something.
Realize what he is risking. He needs to go back to his basketball game and let the feds handle this in Quantico. But it's done. It is done. And I can't tell you the difference DNA makes in a case. Yeah. That's the number one thing right now. Second is the vehicle. Trucks. The feds are looking for trucks. A gray truck in particular. They're asking everyone within a 2-mile radius to pull video, and have they seen a truck? Have they seen a gray truck? And do they own a truck? And do they know somebody that does own a truck? Why did they focus on a truck? Because apparently a truck has been picked up on video surveillance around questionable times. Now, if you look at times at which they are searching, they're looking...
Just a minute. A gray truck. What the hell was I looking at yesterday? Oh, I think it was a gray van. As we were doing the Google Earth thing, I remember seeing a vehicle, and it made my hair stand on end, but it was a van. Okay, never mind.
At a date back in January, 3 weeks before the incident, and they're looking at the time a day before the incidents. One is daytime, one is night. They're looking at surveillance video, and I think they've seen a gray truck surveilling the home in daytime conditions and nighttime conditions. Why do we need the vehicle? Nancy Guthrie was bleeding, and I don't care how much they clean that vehicle. They're not going to get rid of all the blood. A vehicle makes all the difference. Do I have to say, Brian Kohberger, we know the DNA helped the case, crack the case, but it all started with an ID of an Elantra, and white Elantra, and that went over to WSU, Washington State University in Pullman, their local deputy dog at the campus police. He ran a white Elantra, and Kohberger's name came up at the get-go. Then you've got Molly Tibbetts, a young woman, jogging, college student. You know how they apprehended that perp? Because of a black Chevy Malibu caught on video. That's how important this gray truck is tonight. That and the DNA are what we need to focus on.
Okay.
We've got a physical description. It's loose. A guy 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", dark hair, did have a mustache, did have facial hair, probably not anymore. But it's the DNA that will carry the day. And another thing, why I think they were looking at Carlos Palazuelos, I believe what you and I talked about on night 1, Sean, CAST, Cellular Analysis Survey Team, I think they picked up Palazuelos' cell phone in and out of that neighborhood.
Yeah, very good. That's very good, Nancy. Very, very good. I'm sure, yeah, he was doing DoorDash deliveries. So they picked up his cell. That makes sense then. Did you see the interview with Brian and retired sheriff? Yes, I did. Yes. Yep. His body language was amazing, Deanna. Yeah. We watched it, that's for sure. Okay, is there anything happening? Oh, there's me. Hi, me. Did JLR go home? Did he leave Arizona? I haven't seen him. He must be tired. I haven't seen him. Okay, there was something that popped up here that I wanted to actually check out. It is totally different subject. It's Epstein files. Wow, the Epstein cover-up live action. Pam Bondi full live hearing today, 1 day ago. Seriously? We should maybe watch a little bit of that, or give me a sec. Where is this video? Ashley Bamfield says brother-in-law still yes, brother-in-law still suspect. This could be critical. Okay, let's see what this is. This is 20 minutes ago. This might be just a clip of something else.
Here to analyze more, Betsy Brantner Smith is retired sergeant, spokesperson for the National Police Association, and Randy Sutton, former Las Vegas police lieutenant, both in Tucson. Randy, I thought you were on earlier, so I was like, Randy, and you weren't there. Randy, I want to start with you because police are now, and you and I talked about this last week, but they're now asking for Ring camera footage from neighbors for the entire month of January, but also earlier today, the Sheriff's Department asked for very specific times. They asked for January 11th home camera systems between 9 p.m. and midnight. What does that tell you?
Well, it seems that they have narrowed something down that they're looking for.
Oh,
but
this is what I
imagine
wanna
this. There are thousands of people in that area who are going to be inundating them with exactly what they're asking for. And this is going to be a monumental task.
Okay.
Sifting through that, the personnel that are going to be required for this is immense.
Okay, JLR signed off. Okay, that's understandable. He's been doing a lot of stuff. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Rosebud. Thank you, everybody. I don't know if there was audio with that doorbell footage or not. I wish there was. I'd be analyzing it if there was. Yeah, that would be really interesting, wouldn't it? Okay, so I want to actually do something totally different. I want to watch this Epstein files here. So we're doing a topic change for a minute. Ready? Okay, this is brutal. Trigger warning on this. This is Epstein stuff. Bombshell Epstein finding. he was cloning babies, question mark. Ready?
Alfredo, how are you? How you doing, buddy? Come on in. How are you? Come on in. Good, good, good. You have the documents with you?
I have it. I have a friend over there. I just want to see that you have everything so we can.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have friend right out here?
Yeah, no, he's in the car.
Okay, I just want to talk to you though.
No. He's not going to come in. I just.
Okay. All right, let me grab it. I'll show you.
What you just saw there is a bombshell video of an FBI sting operation released by the DOJ featuring Epstein's old butler, Alfredo Rodriguez. In this video, it looks like Rodriguez believes he is selling a personal notebook of Epstein's to someone representing a lawyer of Epstein's victims. Now, Rodriguez claims the contents of this book is full of the names and contact information of wealthy businessmen with whom Jeffrey Epstein was associated. Take a look at some of the shocking clips we have from this video and notice when Rodriguez mentions Ghislaine Maxwell allegedly being in possession of a database including naked underage girls.
Oh my God.
When I have the subpoena, we have my right down to the garbage. You will see a lot of important people here, but let me just show you the personal secretary of Epstein. They're addressing your emails, all of this was happening, the accident, you know. He used to have a computer so powerful, they used to have a water library, the code of the computer, in combination with download pictures like that. So, you have nice price, you have this and that, and so on, so on. And you do that, and you do notes, I can stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that. It's like about how it is, okay. Branding and stuff.
Oh my God. Like, I feel like my jaw's gonna hit the desk. Holy Dinah. Yeah, trigger warning, everyone. This is Epstein crazy stuff here.
That's why they need the guy that fits the system. You need to hide it from one to be.
Rodriguez was subsequently arrested for failing to turn over the book to authorities and eventually pleaded guilty to obstruction charges, and Rodriguez later passed away in 2016. And as time goes on, the internet continues to uncover more shocking files released by the DOJ, such as one referencing cloning babies, but I will get into that later. What I want to talk about now is a statement on the Pam Bondi hearing that was posted on the family social media account for Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted of sex trafficking in connection with Epstein and is currently serving 20 years in prison. It reads, America's Attorney General told a House Judiciary Committee meeting today she hopes Ghislaine Maxwell dies in prison. That is an extraordinary thing for a nation's chief law officer to wish. It sounds less like justice than bloodlust. Ghislaine is serving a 20-year sentence, not a life term. To hope it proves fatal blurs the line between punishment and revenge. So it appears to be responding to a moment where Congresswoman Ross pressed Bondi on Maxwell's transfer from Tallahassee to the minimum security facility in Texas. And now this was a move that Maxwell was apparently ineligible for, and Bondi claimed she learned about the transfer after the fact and wasn't involved.
No, I'm not going to do a Spirit Box session on Epstein. No. I did consider it, but no. That's dangerous. No. That's like contacting the devil. No, I wouldn't do that. That's just, nope.
Asked who authorized it, Bondi deflected with this.
Who sent her there, since you don't agree she should be there?
I said I do not agree she should receive special treatment. She was transferred, I learned after the fact, to the same level facility, and that is a question for the Bureau of Prisons. I was not involved in that at all. The same level facility, I don't know why, but you know, instead of talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, who hopefully will die in prison, you should be talking about Irina Zarutska.
The post on the Maxwell social media ends with this. The Justice Department is already under scrutiny for its handling of the Epstein files. It now...
Welcome back, Lisa. Welcome back. Thank you, Krista. I don't use spirit boxes anymore. I just do straight spirit recordings in my room. But no, I don't want... Oh, you mean the EVPs of his videos? Yeah, we're going to get into that. It's going to take me a long time. There's like a year's worth of work to go through there. Yes, we definitely will be doing EVP analyzation of his videos and all that as we start diving deeper into the Epstein files. Yep, for sure.
Now faces a simpler question. If the guardian of the law talked like a shock jock, what faith should the public have in the system she runs? The whole situation reveals a troubling paradox.
You know what's troubling in the first place? Is that Ghislaine even has a means of typing that. Like, why is she on Twitter? That's a huge freaking question, actually, now that I think about it. I thought RSOs were not allowed to be on the internet. So why is this lady in prison and on Twitter? That's the questions that need to be asked.
It appears Ghislaine Maxwell's family is criticizing the very justice system that made Ghislaine's transfer possible. Whether the criticism stems from fear of a life sentence or calculated strategy, one thing is clear. The handling of this case continues to raise questions about equal justice under the law.
Secretary Lutnick today was testifying on the Hill, and he said that he had visited Epstein's Island in 2012 with his wife and children. And that's after he said that he had cut ties with Epstein, and Justice Department documents show that he was in contact with Epstein through 2018 over messages. So does the White House stand behind Secretary Lutnick right now, or given what he has said today, has there been any shift in how the White House is viewing Secretary Lutnick's performance?
That question, does the White House...
Wow, really, Steph? I have not found that yet. I know there's a whole bunch of people that believe he's still alive. The conspiracy. She's getting privileges, that's for sure. Yep. RSOs are not allowed on the internet. That's crazy. She shouldn't. Wow. What is wrong with... I honestly, I feel like I'm getting old. Like, what is wrong with the world today?
House still stand behind Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick came after Lutnick admitted under oath that he visited Jeffrey Epstein's island in 2012 with his wife and children.
And we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together.
Now, this contradicts a previous statement he made where he claimed to have cut all ties with Epstein in 2005. And what's even crazier is that newly released documents appear to show that Lutnick remained in contact with Epstein through 2018, 15 years after he claimed to have cut ties with the convicted sex offender. So the reporter asked a simple question: does any of this matter to the White House? And the response was this.
No, Secretary Lutnick remains a very important member of President Trump's team, and the president fully supports the secretary. I will just point out that there are a lot of wins in the news this week that people in this room have not asked about, because you continue to ask questions about the same subject, so let me point them out for you.
I'm so glad I'm not in the States. I'm sorry, everybody, but I really am just glad I'm not in the States. I just really, wow. Like, even this lady, I can't even imagine the stress. I'm not saying whether I like this lady or not, but I just can't imagine the stress that this lady's under. Like, you can tell everything she's talking about is like rehearsed almost, you know? Blows my mind, honestly. Yep, exactly. Hello. Estevan. SavannahGuthrie. Thank you for being here. Please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. I did my, there's quite a bit, Matthew. Go back and look at the live streams I did earlier today. And I talk about everything in there. So either one. I did 2 live streams earlier. And, oh, God. And, one sec. Yeah, so go and check that out, please. I did a full reading almost a full reading last night. And one second, banning someone at the moment. Okay, goodbye, troll. Yeah, so please go watch the 2 live streams I did. And I explain everything there. I've got quite a bit of new readings, which I feel really good about. I say I was up till 5 in the morning doing it, so yeah. I'm going to continue tonight as well. I will, sister. I will. I let it go for a while because the doctor's just like, Tara, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, I will.
Now, just to give some quick context as to why this Lutnick situation matters beyond just the optics, sitting officials are expected to avoid conflicts of interest and entanglements that compromise their service. However,
okay, let's change this. Let's just change for a second here. There's another one I want to watch. Allegations of bodies buried in Epstein's New Mexico ranch. Okay, ready? This is going to be trigger warning. Trigger warning to everybody watching.
Billions of pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, providing more information on the convicted sex offender's crimes. Among the files, claims bodies are buried near Epstein's Zorro Ranch in Santa Fe County.
I remember hearing somewhere on somebody's YouTube channel an interview with someone. I don't remember who it was, but they said that there was 2 girls that had been murdered, and they're buried out here at Zorro Ranch. Epstein's New Mexico place. Yeah, absolutely, YouTuber. You bet. We're going to get there, for sure.
Tonight, the state land commissioner demanding an investigation.
I'm going to keep asking questions and keep poking.
It was Epstein's driver. That's right. Okay. Epstein's driver that said that there was 2 bodies out here.
Looking around until I get an answer.
Those coming from an anonymous email in 2019 addressed to a local radio host.
Leah Chavez spoke with him and has the details of that email.
Yeah, Doug, Shelley, we're also hearing tonight from the Attorney General's office, who says it takes these allegations seriously, but needs more information to do something about it.
Eddie Aragon says it was early in the morning in November 2019 when he got this email from someone claiming they were a former staffer at Zorro Ranch. Writing, "Did you know somewhere in the hills outside of the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G. Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex."
I got the email. I was startled.
Oh my God. Wow. I hope they find them. I hope they find them.
The emailer says they had 7 sex videos, including some with minors, but never actually sent the footage, asking Aragon for digital currency Bitcoin.
Approximately at that time, Bitcoin was worth about $8,000. They wanted to exchange 1 Bitcoin for the videos that they had in possession.
Aragon says he didn't know what to do with the email, so he sent it to the FBI.
I've since referred to the FBI on a number of other things, and I've
Oh, that's good news. That's good. He called the FBI. There you go. They always seem to need more. Exactly, Kitty. I agree with you. Okay, those of you coming in, please hit the thumbs up for me. And if you're new, please subscribe.
Never heard back from them on anything.
Fast forward 6 years later, the DOJ released Aragon's email as part of the Epstein files.
Matters. I think.
Okay, remember I was talking about a cattle tank for Nancy? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Right here.
The DOJ released Aragon's email as part of the Epstein.
Right there. That's what I'm referring to. When I say cattle tank, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Right there. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for Nancy. Yeah, exactly. Round. They're usually round. Arizona, though, they're like rectangle. Made out of like whatever the farmer has. Corrugated metal.
Files.
Matters. I think that New Mexicans need answers. I think the victims need answers.
That's what prompted New Mexico Public Lands Commissioner Stephanie Garcia Richard to send this letter to the Attorney General and the U.S. Attorney's Office Tuesday, asking them to thoroughly investigate this disturbing allegation regarding the referenced burials.
That's excellent news. Wow, that's good news.
Need to get to the bottom of really what happened in New Mexico.
She says she was horrified to learn in 2019 that our state was still leasing lands around Zorro Ranch to Epstein's company.
I canceled the leases at that time.
A month after Epstein killed himself in jail, the land around the mansion totals around 1,200 acres and hasn't been leased out since.
We're thinking to possibly turn it into a memorial to honor the victims, or as some kind of wildlife sanctuary, perhaps. So that's what we're thinking for that land.
Oh, well, both scenarios are good. Well, that's good news. It's 1,200 acres. Turn it into a memorial park.
Attorney General Raul Torres' office responding to Garcia Richard hours later with this letter. As we understand it, the allegations appear to be unsubstantiated, it says, going on to say they will work to obtain the original files. Once such information is obtained, our office will review it to determine whether any further action is warranted, and if so, the appropriate next steps.
To my knowledge, no investigation has taken place thus far. It doesn't sound like anything is going to be taking place very soon.
Wow.
The commissioner.
That is so frustrating. So frustrating. Holy. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to see what I can find here. So it's Savannah and Epstein. Let's see what we got here. Epstein connection. How is the past reporting might have put Savannah Guthrie's mom at risk? Okay. This is very creepy. Jeffrey Epstein accusers. Okay, this is 6 years ago. Let's watch this. Okay, this is 6 years ago. Ready?
Everything. The only solace for me is that when a group of people who've experienced trauma of this kind come together united against a common enemy, there's a very special bond between us all.
A painful bond shared among these 6 women sitting together for the first time for an exclusive interview with NBC News.
Wow.
I find it very comforting to be here.
Marika Chartouni, Anushka DeGiorgio, and Rachel K. Benavidez sharing their stories about Epstein for the first time on television.
I think the nature of this kind of abuse means that you're conditioned to be silent, to be isolated, secretive, and shameful.
I feel like, it was a big game for him.
It's so good that these ladies are coming forward and speaking, Hi, Veronica. Hi, hun. It's so good that they're talking and letting their traumas be heard.
And we were the pieces of his game. And you're like, I'm just not going to say anything because that's what he told me to do.
The women all have familiar stories of grooming, promises, and then sexual assault.
I can relate to pretty much every person sitting here next to me.
Virginia Roberts-Guthrie says Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell recruited her one summer when she was working as a locker room attendant at Mar-a-Lago. In her first broadcast interview, Virginia tells NBC News what she has previously alleged in court filings, that Epstein directed her to also have sex with a number of powerful men, among them Britain's Prince Andrew.
He was.
Wow. Wow. And Prince Andrew has just recently been stripped of his monarchy status. Good.
Was an abuser. He was a participant.
Virginia says she was 17 when this photo was taken with the prince in
Epstein's fiance is pregnant? Where did you hear that, Steph? Yeah, I'm proud of all the girls too. I sure am. For sure. For sure.
Maxwell's London townhome,
so sad.
next to the bathroom, where she says he sexually abused her.
What happened? The first time in London, I was so young. Ghislaine woke me up in the morning and said, "You're going to meet a prince today." I didn't know at that point that I was going to be trafficked to that prince.
Wow.
And then that night, Prince Andrew came to her house in London, and we went out to Club Tramp. Prince Andrew got me alcohol. It was in the VIP section. I'm pretty sure it was vodka. Prince Andrew was like, "Let's dance together." And I was like, okay. And we leave Club Tramp, and I hop in the car with Ghislaine and Jeffrey.
Okay, so all of you watching, all of you in the background watching, put a 1 in the chat if you think there is a connection between Epstein somehow with Savannah. Like, is this because Savannah interviewed these girls? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that. And put a 2 in the chat if you don't.
And Ghislaine said, "He's coming back to the house. And I want you to do for him what you do for Epstein." I couldn't believe it.
Virginia says the abuse moved from the bathroom to a bedroom.
He wasn't rude or anything about it. He said, "Thank you," and some kind of soft sentiments like that, and left. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that even royalty were involved.
Lots of 1s in the chat on that. Interesting. I wonder if this real estate agent I'm picking up is, wow, I'm just drawing, what? Maybe they were one of Epstein's real estate agents, maybe? We'll have to wait and see. Last night in my reading, I'm flat out getting real estate agent. And I have a name.
Involved.
She says Prince Andrew abused her 2 more times, once in New York in Epstein's mansion, and again at his Virgin Islands estate.
Prince Andrew, of course, denies that this ever happened.
He denies that it ever happened, and he's going to keep denying that it ever happened. But he knows the truth, and I know the truth.
What do you say if people think this is about money for you, that you're trying to get money and have gotten money?
Well, unfortunately, there's this horrible law called statute of limitations. My lawyer said the way to get Ghislaine Maxwell held accountable, the way to get Jeffrey Epstein held accountable, is through them saying I'm a liar, which I'm not. So it's called a defamation suit.
Like all others she's named, Prince Andrew has denied the allegations. Buckingham Palace telling NBC News in a statement, "It is emphatically denied that the Duke of York had any form of sexual contact or relationship with Virginia Roberts. Any claim to the contrary is false and without foundation." Maxwell has not been criminally charged and has repeatedly denied the accusations against her.
What? Okay, this is old. I keep forgetting that. This is 6 years ago. Okay, so this was before all the truth started to come out. So this, 6 years ago. Andrew now has no monarchy status. And Maxwell's in prison.
Justice look like to you now?
Justice now is holding accountable the perpetrators that helped.
Yes, it's a real I'm getting a company name. Yeah, it's real. There's one in Scottsdale and there's one in Tucson.
Him and participated with him and encouraging more people to come forward so we can try to put this puzzle together and understand how it happened. How did this happen for so long? How did he get away with it?
These are questions many of these women have asked, especially now after Epstein's suicide in jail, awaiting trial on child sex trafficking and conspiracy charges.
I feel let down, that he was able to.
Okay, here's another question. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he died from suicide. Put a 2 in the chat if you think he died from somebody murdering him. And put a 3 in the chat if you think he's still alive and this has just been one huge conspiracy cover-up. So 1, 2, or 3.
Commit suicide? Yeah, it was really upsetting. They failed us before. Don't fail us again. Exactly. That's all we're asking. Take us serious. We matter. You matter. You matter and you matter. And for all the girls out there, you all matter too.
72, that is an excellent question. That is an excellent question. I should actually look at that and see what the real estate company is that's selling that house. Thank you for that.
Yes.
A message to other possible victims of Epstein still waiting in the shadows.
Jeffrey thought that we were disposable and he threw us all away. And look who's still standing.
There's something about...
Lots of 3s. Wow, isn't that interesting? Lots of 3s. People believe it's a conspiracy. Okay. Well, you know what, peeps? I think I'm going to let you guys go now. I think I'm tired, to be honest. I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with me today and being a part of my chat and us going over all this stuff. Let's hope that they find Nancy tomorrow. Everybody say your prayers tonight before you go to bed. Please pray. I want all 12,000 of you to please pray tonight. The power of prayer is very, very powerful. So everybody please pray. And if you're new and you're watching, please subscribe. Please come back. I'll see you tomorrow. Please hit the like button before you leave. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, everybody.